Before I get into the video, I would like to thank everyone that has come to this channel and given it some support. It's so cool that there are so many of you that have taken time to just stop by and see what nonsense I decide to talk about. Be it the occult magics like we cover here in videos about demons, or the video on the Olympian spirits, stories of heroes from all walks of life, monsters and myth, and all other sorts of things, from creation myths to power scaling and all the other whatnot that I decide to post here in and around mythology and folklore. So thank you so very much for just showing up. Now, let's talk about some demons, eh? Halfas. The 38th spirit is Halfas, or Malthus. He is a great earl and appears in the form of a stock dove. He speaks with a hoarse voice. His office is to build towers and to furnish them with ammunition and weapons, and to send soldiers to places appointed by the summoner. He rules over 26 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which is worn for protection. Imagine, if you will, the ability to conjure a fortress that is fully furnished and to draw forth soldiers to that location to fight for you. That is what this demon allows of its sorcerer, a ready-made army at the whim of the one who binds it, all the while taking the form of a dove, a symbol of peace, just furthering the danger posed by these fiends, perverting the image of peace and purity to let loose the polar opposites. Malphas. The 39th spirit is Malphas. He appears at first like a crow, but he will put on a human shape at the request of his summoner, and he speaks with a hoarse voice. He is a mighty president and powerful. He can build houses and high towers and bring to you knowledge of your enemies' thoughts and desires and the things that they have done. If you make a sacrifice to him, he will accept it kindly and willingly, but will deceive the one who did it. He commands 40 legions of spirits, and his seal is this. Yet another avian demon in form, a simple crow, something that you may pass every day, but once again, who is made for war. Capable of conjuring barracks for soldiers to stay and towers for defense, Malphas and Halphas form a devastating pair. How strong would a leader be if they knew the moves of their enemy before they were made? How dangerous an army that came out of nowhere and strikes with munitions and weapons that arrive in their hands instantly. But how dangerous to have such power. Summoning a demon, let alone having its forces, is repercussion of a level not to be fooled with. But what if the sorcerer fails, being forced to war at the behest of the demon that was supposed to be within your grasp? How typical for a demon to give you what you want, but at a cost that truly is what they want. The soul of the one foolish enough to call on them. Shan. The 44th spirit is Shan, or Shas. He is a great marquis, and appears in the form of a stock dove, speaking with a hoarse voice, but subtle. His office is to take away the sight, hearing, and understanding of men and women at the command of the magician, and to steal money out from the coffers of kings and carry it again in 1,200 years. If commanded, he will fetch horses at the request of the magician, or anything else the magician requires. But he first must be commanded into a triangle, or else he will deceive the summoner and tell him many lies. He can discover all things that are hidden and not kept by wicked spirits. He gives good familiars, sometimes. He governs 30 legions of spirits, and his seal is this. Yet again, another perversion of peace. A dove that does not condone peace, but domination over those opposing the summoner. A wily creature with subtle tongue and deceptive inclinations that, if handled poorly, could enchain the entire world. The removal of sight and hearing prove terrifying enough, but the understanding in this context is the understanding of things, the ability to think, the ability to reason, all taken away at the behest of the magician, or even worse, tricking the summoner to give such a command. Rarely do I go into things like this, and why I choose the demons I decide to cover, Because oftentimes it's random. I just pick up the book, and while reading through it, I go, yeah, here, here, and here. But this time, while reading through, I found Halphus and Malthus, who are back-to-back in the book, of course. So they were birds and related to war and went, interesting. Then I read a little further and found Sean. And it seemed to click. While doves symbolize peace, an ending to the war, a respite, something that has been completely flipped on its heads by these demons, crows are the symbol of the aftermath, the death, the destruction, the blackened smoke. These fiends encompass that well. Halphus, the first dove, symbolizing the end of peace and destruction coming from a sudden military bombardment. Malthus, an embodiment of war, leaving no chance of the summoner's failure. And Sean, a second dove, symbolizing a peace, though not a true peace. A peace built on domination, subjugation, refusing liberation. So, ye of weak heart, and mind toward domination, think before you act, think before you speak. For if fools call upon these fiends, the world can see peace, but a peace that comes solely to the benefit of one, not all. As always, thanks for watching, and be good people.